Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you and your families are doing well. I'm Helena Herrero. I am running the Southern market in Europe. Today, during this session, we're going to travel around the world with some channel leaders that are going to share their thoughts, the opportunities, the growth that is also there, but also the challenges. Today, I'm pleased to announce we have Manuel Hermida, the CEO and owner of Manuel Hermida, a partner that is close to HP. And it's a real pleasure, Manuel, to have you here. Thanks for coming and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Elena. Thank you for inviting me to take part in this event, which is unusual because it won't be live face-to-face. We certainly will be missing the networking and the contact directly with HP executives. But this is just as good as maybe leaving a gap of 2-3 years before we actually do it. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Now, Manuel Hermida is a family business and honestly with a lot of experience, more than 30 years experience. And I would say that mainly you are in the print business arena. Can you tell us a little bit what's the trends there, big changes of how we see customers in that space?
Yes, we obviously have seen a huge change in terms of the businesses that have been locked out, which are basically the ones that are retail, everything that revolves around tourism, like restaurants and hotels. But at the same time, we've seen a big increase in some other areas, such as hospitals, logistics, and some other areas. So there's a combination that has allowed us to try to cater our services to those that really needed the most help. We haven't stopped trying to help those that are locked out, but obviously the priority has shifted to those that needed to have a solution, as well as those that are doing remote work, because obviously remote work also requires often printing. And the immediate solution for most of the workers that have been forced to do it from work has actually used, small devices that are inkjet devices, but that also require challenges like security and other things that need to be addressed so that the whole printing requirements of a company are met.
How has been this journey, this transformation journey, moving from transactional into the contractual area? Any advice that you can share with us? I think it would be helpful.
Absolutely, is very relevant because we did this step about 12 years ago. And during this time, we have built up a complete portfolio of solutions and services, thinking of balancing our volume, revenue, mature business with a more healthy margin and subscription-based or contractual-based system where we can balance both so that the financials of the company are less prone and less vulnerable to things such as the crisis that we're addressing right now. So yes, absolutely, this has been a blessing because if we didn't have it, it would be impossible to build in a short term.
We've seen in this period, some business model, online subscription as a service. What's the future there? Are they here to stay, or you think it was just a consequence of this pandemic, this growth in the online and subscription?
This is an obvious question because we've discussed this with HP for a long time. I think that the online is obviously here to stay, and it's more dependent on the buying habits and the age segmentation of customers. And it is clear that it is here to stay, obviously. Not that we need to abandon everything else, but gradually there is an incremental volume that is being addressed because customers are obviously trying to simplify their life. And if they can find a subscription that takes away the hassle and the problem of printing, well, that is obviously an excellent solution to try to address an issue that is right now very current with the current scenario. We have to combine both. You cannot abandon one for the other, but it's obviously a growing volume. And now with the crisis has been obviously a much higher incremental volume of business than the rest of the business.
Tell me, how do you foresee the future? What makes you, what excites you really?
Well, the future is for those that are brave. Our guerrilla warfare, I guess, mentality pays off, because in the end, those that are struggle as a natural selection will leave open customers that we can address. This goes the same with all sectors, and particularly also with OEM vendors. So we're very happy to have the luxury of having HP as our prime partner for printing. This is, in our case, a critical mission, because we know that when we come out of the crisis, we need to have a much stronger organization. We have, instead of fired people, we have hired people. Instead of letting people idle, we're preparing them. Instead of trying to complain about our bad luck because the circumstances are not prone for growth, we're looking to see those things that others are leaving on the table. And I think this is the right mentality to come out ahead.
I love that attitude. I mean, that is eyes wide open to all opportunities. Thank you so much, Manuel, for having and sharing your thoughts today. And now I hit it up to Marcos from Latin America.